And I have an issue also with a problem in my district, and I'm going to take a little chair's privilege here. It involves Travers Park. You're probably somewhat aware with it. And I know that you used to go with your iPad and show people, use it as an example of Parks Without Borders. You made reference to that in your testimony as well. This is a project in my district that's been going on for 10 years. 10 years it's been going on. And I'm very upset with what's happening at this point. You know, we closed the street, we bought a piece of property from a neighboring private school. It almost doubles the size of that existing park. We had 4 visioning sessions with the community, tremendous input, you know, hundreds of people turned out for this. And a couple of months ago, Howard Coppell, the owner of an auto dealership on the corner of 78th Street and Northern Boulevard, comes and tells me that Parks is changing the plan. And I said, what do you mean Parks is changing the plan? Well, they've come up with a different plan for the park. I said, how did that happen? Okay, I had no idea that Parks had visited Mr. Coppell and the garden school, along with DOT, to change a plan that the whole community had input in. And I don't know if that's ever happened before. Certainly, anytime I've asked for a change or an addition to a park, even when my predecessor had funded it, I was told, well, you can't add because we're in the middle of construction, and I would only slow the project down. So here we are, we're halfway through the construction of Travers Park, and all of a sudden I'm being told that they're going to give Coppell Auto a driveway into the park. I just couldn't believe what I was hearing. And I have to tell you, I don't believe that, you know, driveways and cars are a safe thing for kids. It should not happen. Then I read in the newspaper that you're paying some hundreds of millions of dollars for eminent domain for Hudson Yards to build a park there, one of the wealthiest areas in the city of New York. But in Jackson Heights, we're supposed to accept this compromise, is what it's called. And a compromise, not a compromise. This is something that was promised to our community after all of these visioning sessions that we had, okay? And now we're being told what was promised to us is not gonna happen, and that this alleged compromise, it's no compromise, Coppell's gonna get what he wants, but we're not getting what we want, we're getting no benefit from it, is happening. So I don't know if it's ever happened before. Have you ever stopped a design in the middle of construction before?
Designs have stopped for various reasons, but first, let me just state that I want to apologize about how everything unfolded. As you know, this project preceded my tenure, but I was quite excited when I learned about the project of combining a street and school property with parks property. It is actually a case study about what should happen to create new park space. Given that the adjacent car dealership reactivated the legal curb cut, it changed the dynamics tremendously. There is no final decision. So
Commissioner, do you have proof of the legal curb cut? Have you seen it?
It is a mapped street.
Have you seen it?
I have not seen it.
I have not seen it either. And I asked buildings for it, and I have yet to see it. And even that issue of the legal curb cut, you're doing eminent domain in the Hudson Yards. Am I right? Are you doing eminent domain in the Hudson Yards?
The administration, I believe, is doing eminent domain.
For a park?
Correct.
Right. But why will you do it there for the richest rich of the world, but you won't do it in an immigrant-rich community?
As I stated, this is not a final decision. There are ongoing conversations. We're working with city.
I was told that the revisions are being made.
To my
That's what I was told. I was not given an option.
No, options were being explored, but no final decisions have been made. And another correction is that Parks did not have a private meeting with Coppell. As we were exploring, once this came to our knowledge, that there was a mapped street with now the configuration of the dealership changed, we started exploring options. But at this point, no final decision will be made, and we'll keep both you and the community
Commissioner, what do you
abreast.
mean you didn't have a private meeting with Coppell?
Parks did not have a private meeting with Coppell.
Oh, yes, they did. They were in a meeting with Dorothy Lewandowski, and they had meetings.
Well, to my knowledge, I will go
Okay.
back and check, but I was told we did not have.
And here's the other thing. Coppell has another entrance, okay? And he just doesn't want to give it up. I mean, I cannot believe the incompetence of the people that were involved in this. This is a 10-year project. And if you're serious about parks and the things that you say, this project needs to be completed as it was originally designed by your department.
And I will reiterate that no final decisions have been made. This issue is being discussed at the very highest level, and we are trying to explore what the options are, and we'll make sure that we both keep you and the community informed. So if you hear it as a final decision, right now there is not a final decision. We heard you and the community loud and clear.
When will that final decision be made?
I don't have a timetable. We can certainly get back to you.
Well, I'm
as
going
soon
to
as
tell you
possible.
this. I certainly hope it's before, it will happen before the budget, okay, before adoption, okay, because otherwise I don't know what I'm going to do.
Understood.
This is owed to the Jackson Heights community, and we're not going to back down on this. And the only option is to proceed as was originally planned. Thank you.